Hi, I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. My channel is dedicated to helping victims of narcissistic abuse get free and stay free. Before we get started with today's video, I'd like to take a moment to thank Jacqueline very much for your contribution to the channel. Thank you. For me, one of the strangest aspects of narcissism and the ensuing victimization has always been the similarities, the hive mind they all seem to share, the fact that people from all over the world have experienced the exact same thing from these creatures. And right when you think you've seen it all and heard it all, yet another very strange similarity has been brought to my attention. One after the other, victims and targets are presenting this scenario to me, word for word, like same story from so many different people, and I want to talk about that today. Okay, so this is the scenario. A victim gets free. They've been free a week, a month, a year, multiple years. Possibly gray rock as a result of children or shared commodities. So some involvement has, had to continue. In many cases, absolute no contact. Now, out of nowhere, they get a text or a phone call from the narc. The narc is frantic, pleading undying love, how they've changed, how sorry they are, how they cannot live without them, how they've eaten a bottle of sleeping pills, or they're on the verge of slashing their wrists, but they are going to commit suicide. They are in a grave emotional state, and they desperately, desperately need to see the victim. There have been a few cases of this happening at dusk when there's still some light, but typically this happens in the evening. Being good empaths, earth angels, and way showers, the victims scared to death for the narc, worried that they're going to kill themselves, goes speeding over to their house, drives over to the house, flailing out of the car, at the door, banging and pounding on the door, running around the house, checking windows to see if they can get in. No response from the narc. Often the inside of the house is in darkness and the outside of the house well lit up. Absolutely frantic as any empathetic, compassionate, loving person would be. The victims are running from window to window, trying to jimmy windows open, trying the doors, banging on the windows, calling out to the narcissist, "Are you okay? Are you in there?" Now on their phones, calling them over and over again, texting them, "Where are you? Where are you?" Oh my God. Over and over again, I've heard this exact same scenario. In many cases, the victim believes that possibly the narc has gone to the hospital. So what do? They go to the hospital, frantic at the hospital, making inquiries about this person, only to find that this person has vanished. Can't find them, no response on the text, nobody's answering the phones, and certainly nobody was at the house. Frustrated, sad, scared, the victims go home, continue trying to contact the narcissist, only to find a short time later the police at their door. With video recorded evidence, no audio, the police can't tell what the victim's saying. All they can actually see is the victim running from window to window, shaking on doors, trying to jimmy windows open, apparently hollering out or calling out to the narcissist. And what does this video footage look like? Well, it looks exactly like a crazy, frantic person trying to break into somebody's house. The victim's now frantic, absolutely distressed, absolutely mind-fucked, believing they were going to help, now being questioned by police for things like attempt to break and enter, attempt to commit bodily harm, and all kinds of other crazy shit. Speechless, crying, frantic, unable to fully explain what had happened, one after the other, arrested for not just one, but often a battery of criminal offenses. Arrested with video footage against you. Victims are arrested, charged with a battery of criminal offenses, now needing lawyers and having to face extensive court dates. Really finding themselves struggling to defend themselves against this very damning video footage. The narc was either outside hiding in the cover of darkness, or had set up video cameras around their house, or had done both. Imagine yourself free, trying to regain your sanity, trying to pick up the pieces of your broken life, to receive a call like this, a text like this, rushing over to help someone that you love very much, believing that you were doing the right thing, only to find yourself now facing criminal charges, thousands and thousands of dollars in legal fees, in what is absolutely and clearly a calculated, methodical manipulation to further injure you, and in many cases really destroy your life. You have to consider that many potential employers are going to want criminal record checks. Many countries are not going to let people in with criminal records. And my God, many people have been caught in this trap. If you receive communication like this, please protect yourself. If you get a phone call saying the narc is going to kill itself, tell it to go ahead. Tell it if it doesn't have enough sleeping pills, you'll send some over. For God's sakes, don't go over there. Do not get caught in this trap. First time someone told me this story, I thought, wow, that's out there. But then again, and again, and again, guess what? This is a thing. This is actually a thing. Please do not get caught in this thing. If you receive communication like this, and you truly do believe that the narc is in risk of hurting theirself, and as many of you know, Trevor did cut his wrists after I left him the first time, call police, send help over there if you want to, or call one of their family members if you're still in communication with them. But for God's sakes, do not go over there looking frantic. Always remember, if you've left, you're at very high risk. Don't think that the narc is not still plotting against you. Please do everything you can to protect yourselves. I'm Kim. You're watching Kim Wilson TV. I hope you guys are having a great narc-free day.